Hi, thank you for joining me. I want to speak about education and speak my mind again why I think that education for STEM professions is not quite as important as education for science in general, for admiring science, for learning the history of science and the history of the world in general. It's not as STEM is not as important as other professions because uh, uh, learning, for instance, learning to admire Marie Curie and what she did for humanity is much way more important than learning the number of radium, the number of radium in the, I don't remember in the word in English for it. So knowing by heart all sorts of numbers and letters is not as important as learning to admire, to cherish what we have, and of course, in advanced ages, to also learn the letters and the numbers by heart, not just admire from distance. But in young ages, there's no need to learn the numbers by heart, the letters by heart, the dry and unimportant letters and numbers. X plus x12 equals b square. It's not important in young ages. I repeat it very much. I don't know. The I guess the binomial equation is really deep in my heart. I'm in hell. Okay, I don't myself. I'm 40 years old. I should learn a little math myself, and not just high school math. But for young ages, simple math is enough. There's no need to learn letters and numbers by heart. It's ridiculous. It's redundant. It goes later in life. Okay, in 40 years old, it's a good age to start learning dry letters and dry numbers that means nothing other than being shortcuts for the meaning of it itself. Okay, learning about Pythagoras is more important than learning to compare triangles in young age. In young age, it's not important, okay? The a square equals b square, a square plus b square equals c square. It's not important, okay? If you learn, the it's just a basis for it's it's for much more advanced ages. In young ages, it just ruins the innocent mind of the children. That's what I believe in. Okay, STEM professions are not as important as other professions, as science and history of science, and history of the world, and arts and history of the arts, and other things that we can't learn everything in young age. Religion, history of religion, philosophy, history of philosophy, etc., etc. I don't know. I guess I like history very much because I say history of everything. My English is not very, so it's not important. Okay, and my math education either is not very, but. In Israel, there is terrible dispute over math and English for young ages, and I take the conservative side on this. I take the right-wing side on this, and which not the right wing in the religious aspect, not in the, because right-wing is supports very much math and English for young ages because they like it as a potential for the patriotic aspects of it. But I don't care about the patriotic aspects of it. I care about the religious, the innocence of mind of young children, and young adults either. Um so maybe in Ukraine it's good to learn the technicalities of science in young age. In most of the world, technicalities are not necessary in young age. They ruin the innocence of the young children. So that's what I believe in, and I feel in hell. I feel alone in this belief because my high school math and English is no longer sufficient to convince other people in this simple truth, in what I believe is a simple truth. So I don't know. I spoke my mind, and I don't regret it, and I will try to learn more and be more educated myself but I don't believe my mind will change in this aspect. My opinion. Thank you for this listening. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day, everyone.